Hey, it's Brian with Old Man New Tech, and today we're checking out a 30-watt waterproof Bluetooth speaker from a company called Royqueen. Now, that conjures up some weird images in my mind, but hey, they reached out to me and told me that I had to check the speaker out, so we're going to run it through the ringer here, and it's freezing here where I live, so we're going to give it a water test on the inside since I can't go swimming with it today, and that's coming right up, but let's get this out of the box. All right, guys, and we're taking a look at the Royqueen G300 wireless Bluetooth speaker. And on this channel, we don't bore you with a long unboxing video, so let's do this old man new tech style. Alright, and here's everything that comes with the speaker. First, I've got a Type-C charging cable, and that's a nice long cable. Good job, Royqueen. Second, I've got a 3.5mm auxiliary jack, so I can plug in non-Bluetooth devices. Next, I got a very simple user's manual. And finally, we have the speaker itself. Fairly dense, has that waterproof fabric that we've all come to know and love on these speakers. I do like the fact that I've got a rubberized base here on the bottom so that the speaker itself will not roll.
Brilliant! Brilliant!
Now on top here we have our controls, and they may be a little bit hard to see. I'm going to kind of reflect them in the light here so you can kind of see them. I've got my power on, off, and Bluetooth mode. I've also got track forward, and I also have my up volume, down volume, another Bluetooth button here. We'll see what that's for. Around the ends I have passive radiators, and these will light up. Going around the back side, I've got my flap here that covers my accessories, including my Type-C port, as well as a USB port. Now I can use this for charging other devices off the 5,000 milliamp battery, or I can actually play music through a USB drive.
That's pretty cool, I guess.
Finally, I have my auxiliary jack so I can plug in non-Bluetooth devices. Seal that up. And it doesn't really seal up flush to the speaker itself. Hopefully we're still waterproof there. That is the Royqueen G300 speaker. Now let's get this synced up, see how she sounds. Okay, now I've been using the Royqueen G300 Bluetooth speaker now for a couple weeks, and I'm still dripping water out of it from the water test. And we'll get into that in a second. But hey, while you're here, head down south, give me a thumbs up, and hit subscribe. That really helps support the channel. I'll keep more of these videos coming. Now on to the Royqueen G300 Bluetooth speaker. First thing I notice is that it is a dense speaker, weighs a couple pounds, and it's got a design that'll have your friends saying, hey, looks like you have a Bluetooth speaker there. Now I will say, while other companies have moved on to Bluetooth 5.2, Royqueen has courageously stuck with Bluetooth 5.0, but it's still getting a decent range. I'm able to get a good 30 to 50 feet away from my source device and still get great reception. Now we're going to power it on here and sync it up with my device, which is relatively quick.
Power on. Bluetooth mode. Device paired.
There we go. Now you see those little disco lights that we've seen on a lot of the Bluetooth speakers that are out nowadays. And the passive radiator gives you a good thump. And it should be noted that Royqueen popped a 5,000 milliamp battery in here. It's going to give you about 5 hours of usage at moderate volumes. Personally, I was running this at about 75%. I got about 4.5 hours of usage out of it. And when it comes to charging, it's going to take you about 5 hours to charge this puppy from dead. So you're going to want to put the Royqueen G300 speaker on your charger overnight, and next morning you'll be good to go. Now let's give the Royqueen G300 a listen. Turn that up a little bit. At about 50% volume right now. Alright, we stopped it right there. One thing I really started to appreciate was the fact that you got these pads on the bottom here. Most of these tube style speakers, they can quickly roll off your tabletop if you are on a boat, or maybe you've got on the bumper of a car or something. These stabilizers on here really do the trick. Now Royqueen claims the speaker is 30 watts of sound, and it definitely makes sound. The mid-ranges are definitely passable, with impressively middling bass levels. But I tell you what, these speakers sound a whole lot different indoors than they do outdoors, so let's head outside for a little bit and check it out. All right, we're back from the outdoors. It is cold out there, by the way. And the Royqueen, while it has, passable sound, does get a little bit of distortion when you get it up to 100% volume. And since I'm a bass head, it's not really tickling my fancy from a bass standpoint, but if you're gonna be doing some casual listening, say with classical music, you'll be good to go. And what's interesting about the controls is that when it gets dark, they practically disappear. And, like I mentioned before, the G300 speaker by Royqueen is IPX7 waterproof. And since I didn't want to go outside and test it, I did test it indoors, and I was able to submerge it. It does float, which is very important if you live on a lake. And after toweling it off, the speaker is working just fine. Plus, I like to play around with the water on these passive radiators and watch the water bounce around on top of them. Can't take the kid out of me. Now, if you do decide to purchase one of the Royqueen G300 speakers, you could purchase two and pair them for left and right stereo sound. Now, the Royqueen G300 speaker is definitely a Bluetooth speaker, and it's portable. There are a lot of speakers out there like it. Now, as far as price goes, at the time of the recording of this video, Amazon had them listed at around 80 bucks. But I'll let you check out the latest pricing in a link that I shot in the description down below. But $80 for a speaker of this size and this sound quality is coming in a little bit at the high end of some of the speakers that I've reviewed on this channel. I'm going to shoot a link up above. You can check out some of my favorites there. But all these speakers are not the same, and they're not named Royqueen. So let me tell you something. Royqueen is a fairly new company, at least to this channel, and it's something you may want to keep an eye out for. So again, check out the latest pricing on the Royqueen G300 speaker. Shoot me some comments and questions down below, and I will check you guys later. Hey guys, it's me. And nothing smells better than a new episode of Old Man New Tech. That's why you should go ahead and subscribe and hit that little bell, and you'll be notified when there's new episodes. Now go put on your brown pants.